All right, we're almost there. Number 4, Kantian ethics. Kant's categorical imperative is an attempt to make precise the objection, what if everyone did that or thought that? What is an example of a case where this sort of objection has intuitive force and where it seems that basic consequentialism gets the wrong result? So we're talking here about the kind of cases that sort of motivate Kant's categorical imperative. So we had 4 examples in class. We had the promise case, the election day case, the slave labor case, and the fisherman's dilemma case. So pick one of those and make sure to briefly explain the case. Secondly, explain what we should do if it is important to ask this question, what if everyone did that or thought that? And then third, just briefly explain why consequentialism would get a different result than that one. So that's what we're looking for there. Next sub question, some interpret Kant as arguing for the impossibility formula. What is the impossibility formula? So here it's fine to just state this, and here's how we phrased this in class. The impossibility formula says it is wrong to act on any maxim that it would be impossible for everyone to act upon. So it is wrong to act on any maxim or principle that it would be impossible for everyone to act upon. Next sub-question says others interpret Kant as arguing for the rational will formula. What is the rational will formula? Again, here just state that the principle. The rational will formulation says it is wrong for you to act on any maxim unless you could rationally choose that everyone believe that it is permissible to live by that maxim. So I'll say that again, but you can find this stated in the slides. The rational will formulation says it is wrong for you to act on any maxim unless you could rationally choose that everyone accept that it is permissible to live by that maxim. All right, next sub question. What is one reason to prefer the rational will formula over the impossibility formula? So 2 main ways you could go here. One reason to prefer the rational will formula is that there are cases where what seems to be clearly permissible is forbidden by the impossibility formula, but where the rational will formula seems to get the right result. That is, there's cases where it seems like a certain action is morally okay. The rational will formula says that action's okay, but the impossibility formula says otherwise. So here's one of the examples we had in class. Suppose you choose to act on the maxim, choose to be a builder rather than a producer of food. So that's the maxim. Choose to be a builder rather than a producer of food. It seems perfectly okay to act on this maxim, right? It seems perfectly okay to choose to be a builder rather than, say, a farmer. But it would be impossible for everyone to act on this maxim since we'd all starve to death. So the impossibility formula seems to say that it's wrong to act on this maxim, even though it seems like it would be okay to act on this maxim. The rational will formula does better here because there wouldn't be anything irrational about wanting everyone to believe that it's okay for you to choose to be a builder rather than a farmer. So that's one of the reasons to prefer the rational will formula over the impossibility formula. And you could go with that reason, or you could go with the second reason, which is that there are cases where it seems wrong to do something, and the rational will formula agrees that it's wrong to do that thing, but the impossibility formula seems to get the wrong result. It seems to say that it would be permissible to do that thing. So one of the examples we had in class was, suppose you act on the maxim, use a human shield if doing so will prevent someone else from killing me. So Seems like it would be wrong to act on that maxim. Seems like it would be wrong to use someone as a human shield. But it wouldn't be impossible for everyone to act on that maxim. So it seems like, according to the impossibility formula, it would be okay to use someone as a human shield. The rational will formula, though, does better here. It says that this is wrong because it would be irrational for you to want to live in a society where everyone thought it was okay for people to act like this. Right? It would be irrational for you to want to live in a society where everyone thought it was okay to use people as human shields. All right, last sub-question here. What are two commonalities between Kant's rational will formula and the golden rule? Two commonalities. So the first commonality is that in their strongest form, both of these principles appeal to claims about what it would be rational for people to choose in certain imaginary situations. So the golden rule requires asking how we would rationally be willing to be treated if we were in someone else's shoes. Okay, so the golden rule asks how we would rationally be willing to be treated if we were in someone else's shoes. The rational will formula uses a different kind of imaginary test. So the rational will formula requires asking what it would be rational to want others to believe is morally acceptable. So that's one commonality. They're both appealing to this imaginative scenario in which you're asking a question about what it would be rational to want or to will. All right, the second commonality is that both of these rules treat people as moral equals in a pretty similar way. So they're both ways of expressing the idea that a person should not single themselves out for special treatment or special consideration.